Hi everyone, welcome. All right, so this is flow. Today we're going to do core and inversions. We're going to work on potentially Pinchamayurasana, so forearm stand, triangle headstand, tripod headstand. Keep it safe for your neck. Stick with your forearms and no head on the floor if you've got a sensitive neck today. Otherwise, try everything. Have a wall very handy. Because never get upside down, especially if there's your whole body weight down on your neck without a wall, unless you can do it with your eyes closed. I always say that. Now, before we kick off, I just want to talk you through a really quick story that was very touching to me and I can really relate to. Now, I'm wearing a microphone tonight, so hopefully I won't keep banging into it. But there's a story about this is a true story about a guy called Damon West. And Damon West, he's from the States. I'll try and make this really short. He had everything handed to him. He had an amazing upbringing, great parents, great family. He had an incident at 9, which sort of threw a curveball in everything. He didn't know it was a big deal until later in life. But anyway, he had a great education. They had money. They had everything. He ended up being a pro footballer, and he got heavily into drugs and alcohol. He ended up breaking into homes. And he just made a mess of his life, and it affected a lot of people. He never hurt anybody physically. He always made sure the homes were empty when he broke in, but he was trying to get money for drugs. So he broke into dozens of homes, apparently. He got caught, and in the trial, the jury hated him because they're like, how dare you? You've had everything handed to you. How dare you do this with your life? So they hated him, and they gave him life in prison. They gave him like 65 years or something in prison in like maximum security. So for sure, he was going to die in that prison, or he'd have to join a gang. And his mum said, it was like the most harsh sentence you can believe, but what this guy ended up doing with his life was phenomenal. And so his mum said, look, you're not going to get any tattoos, you're not going to join any race gang, you're not going to do any of that stuff to survive, you're going to turn yourself into the man that we raise you to be when you go to prison. And he did exactly that, and he met this guy who'd been in jail for a very long time, this black guy, and he said, look, how am I going to do this? How am I going to survive? And he said, you've got 3 choices. You can be the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean. And he's like, well, what is that? And he's like, well, what happens to a carrot when you put it in boiling water? And, you know, the short story is it goes soft, right? So the water changes the carrot and it goes soft. He said, so if you become the carrot in prison, you will die. You'll go soft and you'll die. He said, or you can be the egg. What happens to an egg when you put it in boiling water? And Damon's like, well, it goes hard. And he's like, exactly, it'll go hard. So if you become the egg while you're in prison, you're going to go hard. You're going to lose your soul. You're going to join the gangs. You're going to get all the tats. You're going to sell your soul and you'll become hard. You will no longer be yourself. He said, or you can be the coffee bean. He's like, what happens to a coffee bean when you put it in boiling water? And Damon's like, well, it turns the water to coffee. He said, exactly. So your only choice of survival, your only chance of survival and to be a good man through this is to become the coffee bean. So when you put it into water, the coffee changes its environment. The environment does not change the coffee bean. So he said, stay true to you. You're going to have to fight for your life every single day for a very long period of time. And that became true. He had to fight literally for his life and almost killed somebody else in the process. And he almost got killed in the process. He had to fight every single day for about 6 months. Big dude. He said, you're not going to win all the fights, but you're going to have to fight. And be prepared to lose your life. And then they're eventually going to leave you alone and you'll have your freedom. But then you work on yourself, you do the inner work and you become the coffee bean and you change your environment. And so over a period of time, he was in there for 7 years in the end and then he got released and now he speaks all around the world. But he became such a good person that he changed his environment. And everybody that comes into contact with him now, he helps in some way because of his beautiful spirit and his light and how much of a good person he is and a good man. So I just wanted to tell you that story before we kick off today. Just so keep that in mind. Always stay true to yourself and walk away from any environment that you know is going to soften or harden you, where you can't stay true to yourself, where you're going to lose your spirit, your beautiful light. Or take your light wherever you go, change your environment, be the coffee bean wherever you go. For me, I've had to really draw on that this week and just remind myself of who I am and withdraw from certain environments that I know are not for me, and that was really changing. You know, I could have changed if I stayed in those environments and I didn't want to, it wasn't feeling good. And I reminded myself of Damon West and being the coffee bean, and I just got back in the right environment for myself, got back in the right heart set, right mindset, and started to shine my light again. And so I hope that story helps you to become the coffee bean. I'll post his 2 books down below. All right then, if I forget, just remind me. Here we go. Start in child's pose, Balasana. You can reach forward or even stack your forearms. Just have your 2 blocks ready. Take some deep breaths. You might ponder that story as you breathe here. So you can be the carrot, the egg, or the coffee bean. The carrot will go soft in the environment. The egg becomes hard by its environment, and the coffee bean changes the environment. So really staying true to yourself so you can shine your light and uplift people, bring them up with you, rather than being brought down by your environment, or just noticing when you're in the wrong environment for yourself, and remove yourself from it and stay true to you. Take another breath. Let it go. Rise up and bring your legs out in front. Keep your left leg straight and bring your right foot inside the left leg. Janusasana, seated tree. Reach your arms high. Fold forward and down. A few breaths. It's absolutely fine to bend this leg if you need to, or if you've got a hamstring tear and it's painful. So thanks to Joy for mentioning this microphone setup. I'm going to film the breathwork event on Sunday. So this microphone is exactly what I needed. So thanks, Joy, for mentioning that. I love it when you guys give me really helpful tips. I listen. Thank you. All right. Right arm up and behind. Stand on the hand and knee. Reach your left arm back. Another breath. Take a seat. Switch over straight away. Right leg straight. Left foot tucked into the inside of the leg. Reach up. Fold forward and down. Left arm up and behind, stand on the hand and knee, reach your right arm back. Take a seat, bring both feet together, Baddha Konasana. Your feet can be close or a bit further away. You can either reach your arms out in front, if that works for you. Make sure your blocks are handy, by the way. Or you could interlace your fingers around your toes and pull yourself down. I like to reach in front. Now grab one of your blocks and if possible put the skinny edge between your feet and fold down again. Now if you can, put the block on a slightly thicker edge, fold again. Now rise up, grab both of your blocks, cross your legs, lift your bottom, for 5. You can lift your feet as well if you want. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Now you've opened up your inside of your legs, you can probably come into lotus, maybe. So just pop your feet on top of your thighs if you can, for your lotus legs, and try to lift again. If you've still got your legs crossed, totally fine. Lift your bottom or lift everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's try to add Kapalabhati breath. So you want to pump the air out of your tummy through your nose, if you can. If you have to, through the mouth, but ultimately through the nose is good. So it sounds like this. So join in if you can. You can go fast or slow. Just pump the air out of your nose. The inhale will take care of itself. Alrighty, so building heat and waking up your core a bit more doing that. Now if you can, add the lift with the breath or one or the other. So let's go, about 30 seconds. Let it go. Blocks off to the front. Uncross your legs. Let's come to down dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Walk this out. Press one heel down, then the next. Maybe shake out your head. Now lift your heels, bend your knees, either walk forward or hop to the front of your mat, feet hip width apart. Roll your way slowly to stand, arms sweep up overhead. Palms into heart center. So close down your eyes. Just remember our intention today is to be the coffee bean. Stay true to yourself so that you can shine your light and change your environment in a positive way by doing that. Not by trying to change your environment, just by being really true to yourself and shining your light. Once again, if you find yourself in the wrong environment, either remove yourself or somehow try to shine your light in that environment. But don't let the environment change you, making you soft like the carrot or hard like the egg. Don't let it change you. Take another breath. Let it go. Open your eyes, reach your arms high. Keep your hands apart and sink down into your chair, squat, Utkatasana. Now you can reach forward if you need to. Stork pose, lift your left knee. Arrowhead, reach back and step back. Pull your shoulders back, chest forward. Squeeze on your core, squeeze on the back thigh. You're almost laying on this front leg. Squeeze on your front glutes, crescent lunge. Tap your back knee down. Lift into stork, back knee up. Chair. Go as low as you can, don't worry if that's not low. Lift your right knee. Arrowhead. Core on, back thigh on, shoulders back. Lift your arms. Tap the knee. Lift the knee, stork, chair. Left knee lifts, arrow, crescent, tap, stork, chair. Lift your right knee, arrow, crescent, tap, stork, chair. Lift your left knee, arrow, last round, crescent, tap the knee, stork pose, chair, right knee lifts, right foot back, arrow. Lift your arms, tap your back knee, stork, lift the knee, Back to your chair. Fold ragdoll. Bounce or sway. Let's meet in high plank, so step back, drop straight to low plank, chaturanga, shoulders elbow height, just pause. 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Pull your shoulders back, chest forward, squeeze on your glutes, then try to lift your legs. Your arms are pinned to your sides. Keep lifting the legs, keep squeezing your glutes. Then curl your toes under. Push to your high plank, down dog. So Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop to the front. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana as a deadlift. Squeeze your glutes on, then fold. Inhale, reach up. Palms join to bow. Halfway lift. High plank to low. Cobra or up dog this time. Legs lifted, arms straight, thighs squeeze on. If your back is tight, just do a push-up. Downward facing. Lift heels. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. Halfway lift, fold, rise, and bow. Half lift, your deadlift, vinyasa, step back or float, push up or back bend, downward facing. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop to the front. Feet hip width apart, come into your chair, sink a bit lower. And then grab onto the block in your right hand on the right side. Put the block on the high end against the top of the thigh. Come into a crunch, so lower back flat to the floor, legs in tabletop. Your back of your right arm is holding the block in place. Oops. All right, so from here, lift your left leg straight up, keep squashing the block, and now lower your left leg almost to the floor for 5, lift, 4, lift, last 3, lift, squash the block more, 2, lift, 1, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight to the other side. Right leg lifted. Crunch up a bit more. Squeeze the block more. Lower the leg. 5. Lift. 4. Lift. 3. Lift up. 2. Lift. Last 1. Lift. Oops, I forgot to hold. So down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the floor, bridge pose, lift your hips. Squeeze on your glutes. Just opening your front line again. And then lower down. Take some rocks up and down your spine, and we're going to meet in down dog. You can take a vinyasa on the way if you like. Downward facing. Now, lift your right leg high. Step forward into your lunge. Crescent arms sweep up to the ceiling. Hold. Take another breath in. Tap your back knee down. Lift. Tap. Lift. Arrowhead, reach back. Lift your front heel, reach forward. Drop the heel, reach back. Lift the heel, reach forward. Drop the heel, take it back. Back heel down, warrior 2, left arm behind, sink low into this front leg. And then reverse. Reach your right arm back. Hands to the floor to flow. High to low. Push up or back bend. Downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step forward. Crescent, arms reach up. Hold. Press the back heel back. Tap the knee. Lift. Tap. Keep activating this front leg and glutes. Lean forward, arrowhead, reach back. Lift the front heel, reach arms forward. Drop the heel, reach back. Lift the heel forward. Drop the heel back. Warrior two, right arm behind. Sink deeper into this left leg. Another breath here to start. Make sure your back toes face sideways. Then reverse, left arm behind. Hands to the floor, high to low. Push up or back bend. I always do push-ups because my back gets too tight. Down dog. Couple more rounds like that. Right leg high. Low lunge. Crescent. Tap the knee. Lift. Tap. Lift. Reach back. Lift your heel forward. Drop the heel back. Lift the heel, reach forward. Drop back. Warrior two. Sink lower. Reverse. Hands to the floor. Keep it moving, low plank. Back bend or push up. Down dog. Left leg high. Low lunge. Crescent. Knee tap. Lift. Tap. Lift. Reach back. Lift your heel, reach forward. Drop the heel back. Lift, reach. Drop back. Warrior two. Sink low. Reverse. Hands to the floor. High to low. Back bend, push up. Down dog. Let's go again. Right leg high. Jump switch if you want to, if you know how. Low lunge, crescent. Knee tap. Lift. Tap. Lift. Arrow. Lift, heel, reach. Drop back. Lift, heel, reach. Drop back. Warrior two. Exhale, go low. Inhale, reverse. Hands to the floor to flow. Keep following your breath. Whole practice breath work as always. Left leg high. Step or jump switch. Crescent. Tap. Lift. I'll teach you those jump switches soon. Tap. Lift. Reach back. Lift heel, reach forward. Drop heel back. Lift heel, reach. Take it back. Warrior two. Drop low. Reverse, try to keep the front knee bent. Don't roll it in. Hands to the floor. High to low. Push up, back bend. Down dog. Now grab one of your blocks. Put it between your hands at the front of your mat so your hands are block width, roughly shoulder width apart. Feet can be hip width, forearms down, dolphin. Lift your heels. For now you can look at your toes. So this is safe for everybody's neck because your head is not on the floor, so keep your head off the floor. If you can lift one leg We'll come upside down in a moment, just stay here for now, unless you know what you're doing. So other leg, if you are lifting your leg, just notice the shoulders are over your elbows and your head is still off the floor. All right, drop your knees, sit back on your heels. So you just stick with this one if you've got something going on with your neck, if it's sensitive, if it feels weak, if you slept funny last night, or of course if you've got an injury. Your whole body weight is going to be on your neck, so for the headstands that are coming. So stick with head off the floor when we do the headstands if you need. All right, so come back into it. Now, if you want to do your forearm stand, make sure you've got a wall here. I'll show you what it is if you're not sure. Either stay here like you just were, or you lift your legs. Looking between your forearms is a good idea. I look kind of between the elbows. So if you're not there yet, don't throw yourself up. Just move some sort of a padding to the wall. Put your block against the wall and just gently kick up. One foot can be off the wall to get used to it. Keep your head off the floor. Looking back is not my favorite thing, because if there was no wall, it's quite likely you fall. So looking just between the forearms or elbows. So be on the wall if you need to be. Don't rush off the wall if you need it. You're better off practicing and getting this really perfect before you try to come off the wall, just so you gain your confidence. But let's move on. Keep practicing that, feet up or feet down or one foot up, if you've got something going on with your neck. Otherwise, interlace your fingers. We're coming to what I call triangle headstand. We'll start safe. If you know what you're doing, just come straight up, all different variations. So you interlace your hands. You put your elbows shoulder width apart on the floor. Only your pinky fingers touch the floor. You put your head between your hands. The top of your head is on the floor, not your forehead, so there's no arch in your neck. And you just hold this. This is heaps, this is plenty. Don't let your back round, you'll fall, so keep it up. You can lift one leg once again, or if there's a wall behind you, you could hop up to the wall, unless you know what you're doing and you don't need it. So just practice this. If this is really easy for you, you can practice pikes, but have a wall to start with behind you, where it uses a lot of core to come up. Just a bit longer here. Eventually this is really relaxing, it is for me, activating that perivagal nerve on the top of your head, stimulating vagus nerve, which reaches all the organs and the parasympathetic nervous system. Alrighty. So you can play with those first two if you like, or you can try tripod headstand. Tripod, your head is 100% on the floor. So again, if you're not sure about your neck, or you know that it's not good, don't do it. Just like ever until your neck is fine. But you don't ever have to do it. You can do your triangle headstand to activate that nerve. You can triangle with feet on the floor to activate the nerve, so you don't ever have to actually stand on your head if it's not safe for you. So if you want to try, have a wall, if you're going to lift your feet, make sure there's a wall. Your hands are about shoulder width apart. You start on your knees, you put your head straight on the floor, but make sure it's in front of your hands, not between them. If your head is between your hands and your feet are off the floor, you fall straight away, so there's no point. Head in front, lift your knees. Practice this for a long time. There's a lot of pressure on the neck. So you can come straight up, you could bend your knees to come up, or you can come up via a straddle. Oh, the wall's a bit too close. Okay. So as you can see, the muscles that we use to lift when we're sitting at the start of class and you push down into the blocks, these are the muscles that are really working to hold you here right now. The muscles on the side of your ribs, your lats, your core, your arms, your shoulders. Alrighty, coming down. So those are your three options.
I like to stretch my neck out after.
So we're going to add those to the flow, if you can. So let's get started. Down dog. Couple more rounds. Right leg high. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Knee tap. Stalk. Crescent. Knee tap. Stalk. Lift your arms as you breathe in. Exhale, arrowhead, reach back. Lift your heel, reach forward. Heel drops, reach back. Heel lifts, reach. Drop back. Warrior two, left arm behind. Sink low. Give yourself a high five, turn your right toes sideways, then fold down over your legs. Prasarita Padottanasana. You can hop back on your mat if you like. Now, any of those variations, you could have forearms down, lift your heels, maybe bring your feet together for forearm stand. You could set up your triangle headstand, or tripod. Most of you are going to do triangle, so we can prep that. Lift your heels. Now again, if you want to lift your feet, use a wall. Eventually you could straddle up, or kick up, or do the splits up. Now, if this is just not accessible to you, you can keep your hands on the floor, lift your heels really high. Your hands are flat, all of your body weight moves to your upper body. Drop your heels, walk your hands to the front. Come to the knife edge of your back foot. Wild thing, right foot behind. Reach your right arm forward. Open up along that side. Knee to your nose. Hands to floor. Kick way off to your left. If you bring that foot up near hand level, you'll be able to turn your chest towards the ceiling. I find that stronger through the shoulder and the side. If you need to drop the bottom knee here, that's okay. For like your kneeling side plank. Knee to nose, high to low plank, push up or back bend, downward facing dog. Left leg high, low lunge, crescent, knee tap. Crescent, knee tap, lift. I've been forgetting the stalk. So stalk, you just get extra. Crescent, tap the knee. Stalk, hold here, lift your arms. Arrowhead, step back, reach back. Heel lift, reach forward. Drop back. Lift heel. Drop back. Warrior two. Sink low. High five. Fold down. So any variation, again, just come onto your hands way off your mat, lift your heels. Or try forearm stand, triangle headstand, or tripod. I'm in tripod now. Just a few more breaths in, whichever you've chosen. You can also just hold your ankles and pull your head down, even nod or shake out your head. Slowly down. Keep your head down. Walk your hands to the front, low lunge. Keep turning the back foot so you're on the knife edge. Left foot just behind, wild thing. Bring your knee to your nose. Kick over to your right side. Get expansive here, maybe chest to the ceiling. Knee back into your nose, high to low, or add your handstand. Vinyasa. One more round only, right leg high. Low lunge, crescent, knee tap, stalk, knee lift, crescent, tap knee, lift the knee, stalk, lift your arms, take a breath, arrowhead, reach behind. Lift the heel forward, back, heel lifts, back. Warrior two, sink down, high five, fold down. I like my little mat, it gives me padding. So use that if you like. Now, of course, you could take a headstand. You could just keep the fold or clasp your hands. Or you could try these little press straddle handstands as well if you want to try. You bend your arms and you do like a little press up when you hop. So come off your heels, push your arm, like do a little press up, hop into a straddle. Arms slightly bent, straighten, bent, straighten. Try that if it's fun. A few more breaths. Walk your hands to the front, turn onto the outer edge of the back foot. Wild thing, right foot behind, reach forward. Try to touch your knee to your nose. Kick the foot to your left. Maybe you'll pick it up with the left hand. Maybe you pull the leg next to your ear. Maybe you turn your chest. Okay, knee to your nose, high to low plank vinyasa. Down dog, last side. Left leg high, low lunge, crescent, tap, stalk, crescent, tap your knee. Stalk, hold here, lift your arms, arrowhead, step back, lift your heel, reach forward, drop the heel, reach back, heel lifts, heel drops. Warrior two, sink lower, high five, fold over your legs. Now again, come upside down if you want to, or you could have your left hand under your face, reach your right arm up. Maybe even have this right hand, bring it behind your back to hold the inside of your left leg for a bind. Try not to tilt the hips, keep them flat. Maybe you'll hold the right ankle with your left hand. Now right hand under your face, left arm up to twist, stack the shoulders. Option for that half bind, left hand holds inside of right leg. Option to hold the left ankle. Maybe you look up to the ceiling. Just giving you an extra rinse. Okay, hands to the floor, slowly walk them forward, low lunge. Keep turning the back foot, left foot behind, wild thing. Reach ahead. Knee to nose. Kick over to your right, get as expansive as you can. If you hold the foot in front of your hip, you'll stretch out your lats, as big muscles across the back. Leg next to ear, getting into the back of the leg. Or again, foot up at hand level, getting into your left shoulder. Knee to nose, try to touch it, high plank to low, vinyasa. Down dog. Now, step your feet about 1 footprint up the mat. Big toes touch. Bring your knees out wide on the floor. Sit on your heels. Grab your blocks. So we're coming to saddle pose just before Shavasana. This is comfy for me, but it's agony for other people. So if this is really painful, I'll give you something else, so don't worry. But if possible, either sit on your feet or sit between them. You can lean back on your hands or on your blocks like a forearm, like an armchair. If that's fine, you can lay on the floor if you want, that's fine. I like to have 2 blocks, one for the head, one for the back, because then you can kind of melt your body over the blocks and it feels really nice. So let the blocks hold you if that works for your body. If you can't get here at all, then I recommend you take a supported bridge where you lay on your back, grab one of your blocks, feet as wide as the mat. Your block can be on the small, medium or highest height under your sacrum, tailbone area, and you're here. So do this, opening your front line but without pressure on your knees and ankles, or stay in your saddle. I'm going to go back there because I really like it. So you're on your last few minutes of practice. So just sink back into our intention today from Damon West's life story, be the coffee bean. So the carrot, the egg or the coffee bean, our choices. The first 2 are changed by the environment, not in a good way. The third changes its environment in a good way. So the carrot becomes soft when in boiling water. The environment changes the carrot and it crumbles. It's not going to survive. The egg becomes hard in boiling water. So if we allow our environment to harden us, we close our hearts, we don't shine any light, life is hard, we're not nice to be around. And so the environment has again changed us. The coffee bean, put it in boiling water, the coffee bean changes the water. So if you're like me, you want to be the coffee bean. If you can be the coffee bean in your environment, great, shine your light. Let people rise up by being around you or by knowing you. But if you can't, and if you've walked into an environment that is hardening you or where you can't shine your light, just get the fuck out. Which is what I recently did. I found myself in an environment where I couldn't quite figure out if it was for me, and I realized not at all. I cannot shine my light in this environment. This is not for me. It's not making me feel good. So I got the hell out of there. I just hightailed it out of there. And I felt way better for it. Take another breath as you are. Gently press yourself up if you're in this shape still. If you've got your hips on a block, just lift your hips, remove the block and hug your knees to your chest. If you're here with me, child's pose for a moment. And then cross your legs from wherever you are. Reach to the ceiling. Twist to your right side. Reach up. Twist left. Reach up. Twist to your right. A little bit longer this time. Reach. Twist again to your left. Reach to the sky. And then give yourself a cuddle. So bow your head, push back so you're stretching across and down the back. then lay down. Either just bring your feet up the wall or hips on a block or shoulder stand. Just getting your feet in the air to drain your legs before we finish. Now just round your back, if you can, feet and legs behind you. Halasana plow. I like to start with straight legs and then bend them. If you can't, just keep your feet in the air a bit longer. Slowly down. Sit on your thumbs, straighten out your legs. Your forearms will lift you. Tilt your head back. Just take some deep breaths here. Your head is on the floor. Opening up your neck again. Of course, you can take your lion's breath if you like, if you know it. Happy baby, holding feet or shins, knees wider than ribs. Move your legs around if you like. Now, as always, I'm going to leave you in your Shavasana. Please take a good 5 minutes. I've got a really nice playlist for you, so it should be maybe a nice piano track by this stage. Alrighty guys, give yourself a cuddle. And then get really comfy in your Shavasana as always. Lay out, let go, take a breath. Sigh it away. And all the best with being the coffee bean in your environment, spreading your light.